In this gripping episode, we delve deep into the mystery surrounding The Simpsons, the beloved animated sitcom that has shocked the world with its seemingly prophetic episodes. We unravel the enigma behind their precise predictions, exploring facts, theories, and the astonishing intelligence of the show's writers. Are these mere coincidences, or is there a hidden truth embedded within each frame? Join us as we trace connections, analyze historical episodes, and question if the creator, Matt Groening, or the show's team has knowledge beyond our realm. Prepare for a story filled with secrets, speculation, and surprises as we journey through The Simpsons' most astounding predictions. The origins of an enigma. In a world full of uncertainties, there exists a TV show that has repeatedly defied logic, a show that seems to have an uncanny ability to predict the future. The Simpsons has become a cultural phenomenon, and not just for its humor. The real reason people tune in, dissect episodes, and debate endlessly, it's because of moments like these. The 2016 election of Donald Trump, foreseen 17 years prior, Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show, accurately depicted down to the costume, and the eerie Homer Simpson equation that mirrored the Higgs boson's mass. Before we go any further, let's take a step back to understand what makes this show's predictions so unique. Created by Matt Groening in 1989, The Simpsons was more than just another animated sitcom. It was a satirical mirror to American society, cleverly disguised in yellow-skinned humor. Over the years, it's featured over 750 episodes, each brimming with jokes, references, and occasionally glimpses into the future. A numbers game or a numbers conspiracy? Critics argue that with 29 seasons and 120,000 jokes, The Simpsons' predictions are simply the result of probability. Matt Parker, assistant math professor at the University of Albany, who explains it as a numbers game. According to his analysis, the show features 8.54 jokes per minute, resulting in thousands of outlandish scenarios over the decades. Statistically, some of them are bound to come true. Yet, how do we explain the precision? The world wasn't ready for smartwatches when The Simpsons showcased them in the 1995 episode, Lisa's Wedding.
Go to plan B.
Nor did the public anticipate the pandemic of 2020, which eerily resembled the Osaka flu episode from 1993.
The dreaded Osaka flu has hit Springfield with over 300 cases now reported.
And then there's Star Trek, a rival contender in the realm of future-predicting TV shows with over 760 episodes and 13 movies. While it foresaw technology like flip phones and tablets, it pales in comparison to The Simpsons' chillingly accurate social and political forecasts. What could explain this stark difference? Is it just a matter of sheer output, or is something deeper at play? The Higgs boson revelation, when fiction meets science. The Higgs boson, colloquially known as the God particle, was confirmed by CERN in 2012, revolutionizing our understanding of physics. But what many don't know is that The Simpsons hinted at this groundbreaking discovery in a 1998 episode titled The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace. In the episode, Homer writes an equation that, years later, physicists confirmed could theoretically predict the mass of the Higgs boson. Let that sink in. 15 years before one of the most significant discoveries in quantum physics, a fictional animated sitcom had laid the groundwork. These aren't random equations tossed in for laughs. The writers put a lot of thought into them, says Simon Singh, a London-based physicist who has contributed to CERN. And the equation Homer wrote wasn't gibberish. It was carefully chosen to reflect the reality of physics.
So, for example, this is an episode called The Wizard of Evergreen Terrace, where Homer tries to become an inventor. And in one scene, again, it's kind of a freeze-frame gag. You've got to really look carefully, because in one scene there's a blackboard, and on the blackboard you have, that's a reference to the mass of the universe. It's a science equation. That's an equation that relates to the mass of the Higgs boson, mass H0. And if you work that out, you find out that predicts a mass, I think, of about double the actual mass of the Higgs boson.
And who was responsible for this eerie prediction? David X. Cohen, a writer with a degree in physics and a master's in computer science, reached out to his high school friend, David Sheminovich, now a professor at Columbia University, to verify the math. These are no ordinary writers. They are a group of individuals with backgrounds in physics, mathematics, and computer science. This unique cocktail of intellect creates not just comedy, but foresight. The NSA scandal and other startling moments. While the Higgs boson prediction left physicists scratching their heads, another incident hit far closer to home: the Edward Snowden NSA scandal. In 2007, the Simpsons movie featured Lisa Simpson exposing government surveillance programs.
Get down from there. We have to keep a low profile till we get to Seattle to tell the world of the plot to destroy Springfield.
I don't know if you guys should be talking so loud.
No, Lisa, it's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation.
Hi, I'm calling about your meat lovers pizza. I like meat, but I don't know if I'm ready to love again.
You hang up first.
Oh, you hang up first.
Fast forward to 2013, and Snowden's revelations shocked the world, revealing the very real extent of NSA surveillance.
NSA and the intelligence community in general is focused on getting intelligence wherever it can, by any means possible, that it believes, on the grounds of sort of a self-certification, that they serve the national interest. The NSA specifically targets the communications of everyone. It ingests them by default. It collects them in its system, and it filters them, and it analyzes them, and it measures them, and it stores them for periods of time, simply because that's the easiest, most efficient, and most valuable way to achieve these ends.
Coincidence or a warning? The show's executive producer, Al Jean, has been coy, suggesting that sometimes these predictions are just lucky guesses. But can luck account for decades of prescient content? Online forums buzz with the idea that The Simpsons may have insider information, or that the show's creators, consciously or not, have tapped into a collective awareness, a universal consciousness that feeds into our reality. Bart and the 9/11 coincidence. Nothing sends chills down the spine quite like the 1996 episode where Bart Simpson holds up a magazine with the headline, "New York $9," where the Twin Towers eerily align to create 9/11. This moment sparked intense debate after the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. Could the show's writers have anticipated such a disaster, even subconsciously? It was a scene so subtle that many viewers missed it until after the tragedy. Theories ranged from subliminal messaging to claims that Matt Groening is part of the ruling elites, perhaps even a secret member of organizations like the Freemasons. Let's talk about the theories that are beyond imagination. Could it be that The Simpsons isn't just a work of clever satire, but a carefully crafted manuscript that hints at events only those with insider knowledge could foresee? Some say the show's mastermind, Matt Groening, might have more ties to clandestine societies than we think. predicting elections, the Trump phenomenon. One of the most baffling Simpsons predictions remains the 2000 episode Bart to the Future. In this episode, a grown-up Lisa Simpson assumes the presidency, lamenting the economic devastation left by her predecessor, Donald Trump. This wasn't just an idle jab at a real estate mogul and TV personality at the time. It turned out to be prophetic. When Trump announced his candidacy in 2015, the episode resurfaced with a vengeance, leaving people wondering if the show had insider knowledge about one of the most contentious elections in modern history. Even more shocking is how this specific scenario played out. In the show, Trump is depicted descending an escalator with crowds of supporters around him. Fast forward to June 2015, and real footage shows Trump making his grand entrance at Trump Tower in the exact same manner. Coincidence or premonition? The internet erupted in debate. The Simpsons did it again, read headlines across social media. But was it luck or was something else at play? Some pointed to Groening's ties with figures in the media and finance world, suggesting that he might have had privileged information. Others speculated that the show's writers were subtly hinting at future political shifts, possibly based on leaked conversations from influential figures in power. When dissecting the mind behind the scenes, one fact stands out: the highly intellectual backgrounds of the Simpsons writing team. From David X. Cohen's physics degree to Jeff Westbrook's former career as a Yale-educated computer scientist, it's no wonder the show is steeped in intelligent references. Could their connections within academic circles and think tanks have tipped them off to developments most of us wouldn't be aware of for years? Simon Singh suggests, these writers aren't just funny, they're forward-thinking. They understand scientific trends, political shifts, and technological advancements before they hit mainstream media. Is this why The Simpsons knew about autocorrect failures long before Apple users pulled their hair out over mistyped texts? Or how it managed to predict 3D printed food, the virtual reality revolution, and even the birth of smart homes? Beyond science and politics, The Simpsons has delved into areas that push the limits of probability. In one haunting episode, Marge in Chains, 1993, the town of Springfield succumbs to an Osaka flu, a virus originating from a shipment from Asia. Fast forward to 2020, and the COVID-19 pandemic cast a shadow over the world with an origin story that seemed ripped from that same script. Some dismissed this as mere storytelling, pointing out that The Simpsons often uses global events as plot devices. But if that's the case, why did a similar event unfold decades later, involving a virus and international panic? Was this just clever foresight or a glimpse into a future written long before it happened?
The dreaded Osaka flu has hit Springfield with over 300 cases now reported. Now over to Arnie Pie with Arnie in the Sky.
Route 401 is going around and around and around and around and around. And look out at the corner of 12th and Main because I'm gonna be sick. Whoop.
Okay, Mr. Sun, give me what you got.
The parallels don't stop at pandemics. In the episode The City of New York versus Homer Simpson, 1997, we saw a visual that would haunt us years later. Bart holding a magazine with $9 next to an image of the Twin Towers, forming a visual 9/11. The unsettling alignment sparked theories that the show's creators either had an otherworldly source of inspiration or were subliminally influenced by hints of future events. Could it be that certain events resonate so strongly in the collective consciousness that they become inevitable? Asks conspiracy theorist Laura Knight-Jadczyk. She theorizes that shows like The Simpsons don't just predict the future, they shape it through our collective beliefs.
Ipa! Trapped forever. It's all come true.
That crazy old man in church was right.
the collective influence theory. Could The Simpsons' predictions reflect something deeper? A theory posits that the show taps into collective consciousness, suggesting that ideas, once planted, could shape reality. Think about manifestation, the idea that if enough people focus on a thought or an event, it might influence reality itself. This theory suggests that The Simpsons might not be predicting the future in the traditional sense, but instead setting the stage for it.
My name is Russ Cargill, and I'm head of the EPA. Springfield has become the most polluted city in the history of the planet.
Drama queen.
Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, a controversial biochemist and author, explored the concept of morphic resonance, a hypothesis that suggests a collective memory shared across all living things. According to this theory, thoughts and actions create an invisible field of knowledge, influencing not just individuals but the entire species. Applying this to media, the idea is that millions of viewers, collectively exposed to certain ideas or images, might subconsciously work toward making them real. The Simpsons, with its massive global reach, may have unknowingly influenced these collective thoughts. When millions of viewers watch an episode featuring a complex idea or groundbreaking technology, that concept embeds itself in their subconscious. The writers, many with backgrounds in mathematics and physics, have packed these episodes with real scientific formulas and social commentary, making them more than mere entertainment. It's not by chance that many of The Simpsons' most accurate predictions stem from episodes written by scientifically minded writers like David X. Cohen, who has a physics background. The famous Homer equation in 1998 that predicted the Higgs boson was no coincidence. It was crafted with genuine mathematical insight, supported by physicist David Shiminovich. This isn't just a series of lucky guesses. Writers draw on their academic prowess and connections to create plausible, science-rooted content that occasionally aligns with future discoveries. Patterns in time, 13-year predictions. Research indicates that The Simpsons' predictions take an average of 13 years to come true. While skeptics point to shows like Star Trek as similar examples, data highlights The Simpsons as uniquely prolific in the realm of predictions. Some see this as proof that the show's ideas plant seeds in the collective mind that materialize over time. Yes, not every prediction comes to pass, like Kamala Harris winning the 2024 election, which didn't happen. Skeptics argue that this discrepancy proves the predictions are coincidental. However, others see it differently. They suggest that it's not just about seeing a future event, but about how collective belief in these ideas can influence possible outcomes. In this view, some predictions never come to pass because the collective belief wasn't strong enough, or societal trends shifted away from making them a reality. It's as if the show plants seeds of possibility, and what grows depends on how much attention those seeds receive. For instance, some sociologists argue that media shapes our perception of reality. When The Simpsons presents a wild concept, we laugh it off initially, but the idea festers in the back of our minds. Over time, it influences innovators, politicians, and even common folk, subtly steering the world toward that reality.
Married till death do us part. But if I died, she'd be completely free, for man or machine.
Machine, eh?
Yep, a machine.
Showtime.
Unexplained bacon. Good old table.
Let's discuss the philosophy and some obvious truths. Philosophically, there's a saying, once a concept is explained, it seems obvious. The Simpsons play on this idea. embedding truths so subtly that when they unfold, they feel inevitable. This aligns with confirmation bias, where we notice what we expect to find. When millions think about a concept or discuss an idea, it gains traction, slowly influencing reality itself.
Hey, look, we got this in the mail today.
Oh, what is it?
Hello, Simpsons. It's me, Artie Ziff, in pre-recorded form.
Artie Ziff, isn't that the rich guy who could have been our dad?
Great news. I'm getting married, and you're invited.
The Matt Groening time traveler theory. Then there's the most mind-bending theory of all. Matt Groening himself is a time traveler. This idea, as outlandish as it sounds, has gained traction in the corners of the internet where reality and fantasy blur. Supporters argue that Groening's detailed knowledge of future technologies, cultural shifts, and unforeseen world events hint at a source of information beyond the present timeline. Consider this. Groening's other animated creation, Futurama, paints a world filled with robotic assistants, human-like artificial intelligence, and interstellar travel. While these themes are standard in sci-fi, many of the show's specifics have already materialized. Futurama premiered in 1999, yet predicted robotic customer service, holographic projections, and even microscopic drones that have since entered the real world. What if Groening knows how to blend fact with fiction so perfectly that the future follows suit? Dr. Richard Albert, author on the effects of media on society, quotes, "If you look closely at what Groening and his writers have achieved, it's not just entertainment, it's predictive programming. We often manifest what we see, and by putting these ideas into millions of minds, they might very well create a self-fulfilling prophecy." Is it all a cosmic coincidence? As the dust settles and we stare into the glowing screen of a 36-season-long show, the question remains, how do the Simpsons manage to foretell global events with such eerie precision? Is it all the product of a brilliant writing team steeped in academia, connections, and sheer coincidence? Or is there a more enigmatic answer, hidden in the coded laughter of Springfield? The next time you watch The Simpsons, remember, what might seem like a simple joke today could echo as prophecy tomorrow. But what do you think? Is it genius, chance, or something much deeper? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Mystery Media, your gateway to unraveling conspiracies, exploring the unknown, and questioning everything you thought you knew.